Doubles and coffee. Well, all the other guys next one till I now read an article from Stuart Smallpenny Young. And they love to say the former prime minister, not the former prime minister, never elected, never the leader of the PNM, lost an election in a landslide, selected by a collapsed, corrupt, ignorant imbecile called Rowley, an oppressive, tyrannical dictator. So this thing all they like to put and label he as former prime minister. All your PNM fake news media sick. He will never be accepted as any prime minister in this country. But Stuart Smallpenny Young, well, boy, you buy yourself a doubles and coffee. And as we talk it, we're going to talk a little law. Let me just say a happy birthday to my lawyer, my beautiful, brilliant attorney, Joanna Richards. Happy birthday, my lady. Stuart Smallpenny Young, you talking to the population and trying to alert them of something that you know not of. You don't know anything. You have no information. You're rumor mongering about something that may possibly happen with the EMBD case. You mean the EMBD case that you and the PNM, you and Arawi, you and Rowley went on a witch hunt of UNC people and UNC minister and UNC contractors? You mean that case? Well, whatever happened with the case, happened with the case. I'm not here to talk about that. But the fact that you, Stuart Smallpenny Young, would have the audacity, the temerity, and the unmitigated gall to open your big stupid mouth and talk about withdrawing case when you, Stuart Smallpenny Young, you were the attorney of record for one Malcolm Jones, a man who can be fingered for literally bankrupting the economy of Trinidad and Tobago and dealing with our ratings going down. A man who was an executive chairman, not a normal chairman, did not have to go through the normal process. He was like a CEO, and yet he committed Trinidad and Tobago taxpayers to pay $13 billion on failed projects, corrupt projects, losing $13 billion. Malcolm Jones, you were his friend, you were his attorney, you were his lawyer, you were his confidant, you were his fighter, you were his defender, Stuart Smallpenny Young. And then came September 2015, and the PNM stole an election with the EBC giving them an extra hour and not telling their competitor, but a judge saying that makes sense. And in came you, the super minister under Rowley, Mr. Landate, Mr. Scarborough Hospital, Mr. Greenvale, Mr. Las Alturas, Mr. Edinburgh Towers, Mr. Ministry of Housing, Mr. Renaissance, Mr. Email Gate. And he made you his super duper dummy liar, fool, oppressor. And what did you all do as you were in the office of the Attorney General? In the actual office, and Anand Ramlogan, former Attorney General, senior counsel who has beat all your left, right, and center in any case, every case, backhand, forehand, and overhead slam, had Malcolm Jones in the court to try to recoup some billions of dollars, to recoup over 97 million pounds of taxpayer money. And you, your government, with your Minister of Communications signaling 2 days before that the case may be dropped, and then miraculously 2 days later, one Nelson, King's Counsel now, but Queen's Counsel then, Vincent Nelson, who had been paid for an opinion, took his time, researched the case, wrote a 37-page opinion saying the case is strong, it's worthwhile to pursue against Malcolm Jones, former executive chairman of Petrotrin. This same Vincent Nelson, who has now become embroiled with Faris Al-Rawi, K. Singh, with Porsche, with indemnity, with court case, with criminal case, with withdrawal of case. This Vincent Nelson, this prostitute of a lawyer who was under pressure, who got paid all his fees owed miraculously by your PNM, by the Attorney General Al-Rawi. You were in the office of the Attorney General. You all miraculously withdrew a case against Malcolm Jones, your former client. You took him out of court So much so that the Privy Council could not believe what sort of banana republic we were in, that a case that involved so much money could just be withdrawn. And not only that, like the government had a crystal ball about what Nelson would say, because the Minister of Communications 2 days before, the new advice, the one paragraph from Vincent Nelson saying, oops, oh Lord, this case really get weak. Let we come out of it. And then the PNM, you, Small Pin, Rowley, Al-Rawi, took Malcolm Jones out of court. Then you promoted him to the Energy Subcommittee to advise the government. That's what you did. You really are bold-faced. You really insane. You really feel this in Mary's College is Trinidad and Tobago. Just because your daddy know the principal and they invite you to talk and embarrass yourself. The children, could you believe the children at St. Mary's talking would have been watching you and say, but watch this clown. He didn't even have the balls to go up in an election for it to become leader. He tried to steal his way to leadership. He get a Kobo sweat as a prime minister and he come in to talk to we like he's some success. The boys in the school would have been laughing at you, Stuart Small Pin Young, you dustbin terrier. That's why Imran beat you and put you in the dustbin. You come in to talk and warn the population about something that you are an expert in. That is taking your friend, financier, and client out of court for the Privy Council to ill-speak Trinidad and Tobago. Small Pin, let me tell you something. Because Penny weak, don't feel the UNC weak. The country is moving ahead with the UNC, with Kamla Prasad Bissessa. Fireburn you, fireburn Rowley, fireburn the PNM, and leave Penny right there. Because Penny is like a Christmas gift that keeps on giving. To Trinidad and Tobago, ignore the buffoons called the PNM. Prepare for Budget Day Monday. Minister of Finance, Dave Tanku. Bless.